A Shalom, Shalom, Manakna Waha Bar, Yasha Allah Walakim La Atham, Call Shabawai Baharacha Wa Kakshaw Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua Ma'amath, which is truly Hey with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushua to preach to so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and Israelite foreigners, Nacham Atham, Kaya Hamalakwath Hashemayim Korah, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Laim La, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushua, Basham, Racha, Kodash, Wamashana, Kabadim Zuklaim, Nawu, Wamala Akim, Shaw, Yashala Zuklaim, Racha, Gadawa, Wa Chasa, Wa Shalawam, Wa Barakim, Laha, Bacharim, Shawha, Gawi Yashala, Shalawam, Marisa, all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means he exists. Bahasham, in the name Yahushua, delivers double honor to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. All right. So it's pretty much just reading a book, and just pop some scriptures into my head, wrote them down. But I just wanted to go and touch on it, go into it. But I'm going to start with Luke chapter 16, and we'll get verse 13. It says, No servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. And the Pharisees also, who were covetous, heard all these things, and they derided him. And he said unto them, Ye are they which justify yourselves before men, but the Most High knoweth your hearts. For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of the Most High. You see, so just pretty much the Sadducees and the Pharisees is pretty much in the spirit of which you did have some righteous believing Pharisees and Sadducees of the other sex, or sex. When I say sex, like the different groups, the different camps. All right. But nevertheless, there is instances where in the scriptures, they was off, so they pretty much try to justify themselves by the deeds of the law. All right, and I just wanted to touch on that because they pretty much was after the praise of men, which we see that today. You got guys riding on horses, taking the highest seat in the room, pretty much trying to make themselves look good, and the Lord sees this. All right, he can see that it's not a serving attitude of sincerity. All right, and that's what the Lord is looking for. All right, so I'm gonna read it again. It says, Yea are they which justify yourselves before men, but the Most High knoweth your hearts. All right, because the Lord tries the reins. All right, he gives every man according to his ways. All right, if your spirit isn't right, the Lord will deal with you. And even, what's a lot? Let me continue on. It says, For that which is esteemed highly among men is abomination in the sight of the Most High. You see, so trying to make yourself seem as if, you that guy, this, that, or the third, the Lord sees that. That's not a humble way to serve the Lord. So those individuals will be dealt with. All right, but continuing on, this is Ayawab Job. Chapter 9 and verse 20, it says, If I justify myself, mine own mouth shall condemn me. If I say I am perfect, it shall also prove me to be perverse. So it shall also prove me perverse. All right, and we don't want to be in the spirit of justifying ourselves. Like, for example, say you was at a job, and you explain your side of the story. It ain't really clicking with whoever, your supervisor. You wouldn't want to keep harping on the point. Just allow the Lord to work. Pray about it. Allow the Lord to work, you see, because that can ultimately go into a test. All right. This is the word tazadak, which means to justify. It says to be just, be righteous, to have a just cause, be in the right. All right, I'm going to skip down. It says make to appear righteous, make someone righteous. It says vindicate the cause of, save, to justify oneself, cleanse, clear. You can't clear yourself, all right, morally or forensically, all right, because we're already in this flesh and we're already guilty, so it's the Lord that ultimately justifies the elect. And it says it in the scriptures, that's pretty much saying you have a leg to stand on, which that ultimately that goes back to the scriptures as well, which I'm gonna get that real quick. It says have a leg to stand on. It says if someone doesn't have a leg to stand on, it means that what they say to be true cannot be proved or justified. So it says origin, British English from late 16th century. It's a lot. It says British English from late 16th century. It seems that this idiom first made reference to chairs and stools. Each time a leg was taken off the stool, it would provide less support to the person sitting on it. All right. And pretty much in reference to people, all right, if you have a leg to stand on, you know, that ultimately goes into pride. All right. And we can get that Lord's will. All right. So let me get this. This is Romans chapter 8. And we'll get verse 33. It says, who shall lay anything to the charge of the Lord's elect, of the Most High's elect? It is the Most High that justifieth. Who is he that condemneth? It is Hamashiach that died, yea, rather that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of the Most High, who also maketh intercession for us. So it says, who is he that condemneth, you see, because all power is given to Hamashiach Yahushua. All right, going back to verse 33, it says, it is the Most High that justifieth. All right, because the Lord, all right, Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua, is the one that justifies. All right, that makes us right. All right, through the Spirit. All right, so going to this is Mashaliah, Proverbs chapter 27. I'm gonna get verse 2. It says, let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger and not thine own lips. You see, because ultimately, trying to prove your point excessively, that's a form of justifying yourself. Pretty much we want to take the low. All right, this word for not prove, what's the word? Praise. All right, it says halal. It says to boast, to make boast, be made praiseworthy, going into ultimately having a leg to stand on. It says commend. It says to boast. All right, and I just wanted to prove, or just to go into that. Ultimately, the literal definition of this is to shine. It says to boast, be boastful, to praise. All right, but this can be applied metaphorically with this. It says, it's going back to this saying right here. It says have a leg to stand on. It says if someone doesn't have a leg to stand on, it means that what they say to be true cannot be justified, cannot be proved or justified. It says it seemed that this idiom made reference to chairs and stools. Each time a leg was taken off the stool, it will provide less support to the person sitting on it. You see, so if you already have said your point, it's not really given any way. Just leave it up to the Lord. All right. I want to go into this into that word because it said to boast. All right, because that the word pride goes into boast. And just to prove that, let's go to Tahoyim, Psalms chapter 36. Let's get verse 11. It says, let not the foot of pride come against me, and let not the hand of the wicked remove me. Now let's go into this right fast. Let's break that down. Actually, let's get that word. And it says, Ga'awa. All right, coming from Ga'a. It says to be exalted. It says gloriously. All right, be boastful, proud. All right, that's the root word for Ga'awa. All right, which that ultimately goes into pride as well. You see, comes from this root word. I'm gonna write this root word down. Hasharash the bar, the root word. All right, Ga. We got Ga. That goes into a foot. That goes into first. And it also goes into strength. This also goes into carry. There's a couple more words, but these are the ones I'm going to use for this one. All right, so carrying strength. That's pretty much what pride goes into, carrying strength. That's why it says, going back to this, it says, each time a leg was taken off the stool, it will provide less support to the person sitting on it. Because those legs give that chair strength. Just like if somebody is trying to justify themselves, they have a leg to stand on, so to speak. After they explain their point or however it transpired. If you take away, or if you after that, after everything is transpired, they still trying to prove their point. That can go into justifying yourself. So again, we got to take the low. You don't want to be to where you trying to have a leg, you trying to clear yourself, you trying to pretty much have a leg to stand on, so to speak. Because going back to this, just going into the word, the Volume 36 and 11, let not the foot, going back to this right here, Ga'ah, foot, carry, all right, first, and strength. All right, that shows you that pride goes into carrying strength, because that foot and Ga, all right, is ultimately what carries the strength. All right, your foot is what has your leg on it. All right, and it's what ultimately carries the rest of your body. All right, which that's physically, but it can be tied spiritually. All right, because Ga, all right, goes into foot, carry, and also lift. All right, because your foot carries the whole body. All right, just like when you trying to have a leg to stand on, when you're trying to justify yourself, you're trying to carry strength. You see, when ultimately you're not your source of strength. All right. But continuing on, let's get 1 Peter chapter 2. Let's get verse 19. All right, and it says, for this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience towards the Most High endure grief and suffering wrongfully. For what glory is it when ye be buffeted for your faults? All right, because ultimately, going back to Mashalia, Proverbs 27 and 2, all right, it says, for what glory is it if, so I'm gonna keep going. For what glory is it if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with the Most High. You see, so that word halal went into glory as well, going back to the praise, all right, because you don't want to make yourself seem, again, ultimately, when everything is said and done, you still trying to justify yourself. You trying to give yourself that glory. You trying to carry the strength. When ultimately, if you suffer wrongfully, the Lord is the one that you gonna stand on the Lord's leg, or brothers understand what I'm trying to get at. Pretty much, it's gonna be the Lord that gives us that strength. Lord's willing, we be part of the elect. All right, continuing on, let's get Bon Sirach. We can get Bon Sirach, chapter 19, verse 17. It says, admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him, and not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High. You see, so pretty much the point I want to get from this was the latter part of this verse. Give place, give the Lord an opportunity to come in, step in, and work. All right, and it's the last one I wanted to get. This is Luke, chapter 8, and let's get verse 17. All right, it reads, it says, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that should not be known and come abroad. You see, so if it's secret, it's going to be made manifest. The Lord's going to bring it out. All right. So pretty much, if you're in the wrong, the Lord's going to show. If you're in the wrong, that's just what it is. But if you're actually right, the Lord's going to show it in the end. And again, to reiterate, we don't have to justify ourselves. Just take the low. So Adoram Tazaza Banayapa, Lord's will, that was a beautiful edification through the Spirit. Wa Adoram Tazah. Atham Yash Yawam Tawab, a Lord's will. You all have a good day. A call Layim La Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham Racha Hakodash, a double honor to those and apostles of Great Millstone. They taught me this truth and rule well. And much respect to you, bros, out there pushing this truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. Wa Yahweh Mahar, La Bachayarium, a Godspeed to the elect. Shalom, shalom.